an upcoming celebrity golf tournament it sponsors from Trump National Golf Club in Los Angeles to another club nearby. And Google says its self-driving cars are now testing out the open roads of Austin, Texas. I'm Tom Busby, CNBC Radio.
Have you had trouble with online dating? This is eHarmony founder Dr. Neil Clark Warren. We've created a new solution, EH Plus. EH Plus combines the personal attention of a matchmaker with eHarmony's extensive pool of great singles. EH Plus gives you hand-selected matches and freedom from being online. Get started today. Call 855-930-LOVE. That's 855-930-LOVE.
With Kcaa, paperless e-signing is a no-brainer for any business that requires legally binding signatures fast. That's because Kcaa offers everything you should expect from an electronic signature solution for just $1 per month. Kcaa cuts document turnaround time as much as 90%, thanks in part to its #1 rated mobile app. And Kcaa's secure cloud stores documents for on-demand tracking and retrieval, saving you even more time and money. Don't think twice. Get Kcaa now for just $1 per month. Go to Kcaa.com.
Consider this your invitation to sell. At buysellmakeoffer.com, you can sell as much as you want for the next 60 days without paying any fees whatsoever. Sound incredible? It is, and it's true. Buysellmakeoffer.com is the new exciting way to sell your stuff online. Make extra money right now. Sell your old car, furniture, video games, household items, clothes, even your home. Sell anything that's legal. Load up your stuff to sell right now at buysellmakeoffer.com. This is your official invitation to get on board to sell your stuff right now. Free for the next 60 days. And once you see how easy it is, you'll want to sign up for more because there are no item fees. That's right. Take this opportunity to move items from the other guys and sell it for free. You might even win a Samsung tablet, Amazon gift cards, and other cool prizes. BuySellMakeOffer.com is the future of online selling. You can use Skype to talk to your buyer or seller. Plus, you can use video to showcase your items. BuySellMakeOffer.com.
And good afternoon, 12:03. I'm Di Rice with the very latest in live local news, heard only here in the Inland Empire on Kcaa 1050 AM. Cell service in the Badlands may improve soon if Superior ComSites in Blythe has their way. Superior ComSites is proposing a 196-foot tower east of Gilman Springs Road, south of Highway 60. According to authorities, there are approximately 10,000 dead zones in Southern California, among them parts of the twisting road along Highway 60 east of Moreno Valley, a 5-mile stretch near the top of Mount Baldy Road, and a 2.5-mile-long stretch along Highway 62 in a gorge leading to Morongo Valley. Now, this is the area where the older Fullerton couple went missing on Mother's Day. Diana Bedwell and Paul Knudsen were en route to La Quinta, but never showed up. They were found 2 weeks later in the Badlands area. This is also the site in which rescuers found 6-year-old Rusty Bustamante of Indio in April of 2004. She was discovered next to her dead mother's side after a car accident left them stranded for 9 days in a ravine along the highway. The Bureau of Land Management is expected to make a decision sometime this summer. And a man dissatisfied with his service at a car wash pulled a knife on employees at the Corona car wash just before 6 o'clock yesterday evening. The car wash is located on the 400 block of West 6th Street, where 52-year-old Ari Duarte of Corona berated the employees before the service he received. Duarte then allegedly grabbed an employee, spurring several others to approach him, and that is when Duarte pulled out a folding knife. Officers arrived and ordered the suspect to drop the knife, but he refused to do so, so one officer tased him. Duarte was taken to the hospital for a medical evaluation before being booked at a local jail. Inland Empire weather, sunny, not so much. Highs into the 80s, low 80s today, and even a little bit cooler expected tomorrow. Currently, we are at 76 degrees here in San Bernardino. Looking at your drive, we've got an accident cleared in Rancho Cucamonga. Still have some of that backlag, and that is on the 210 West, slow from approaching the 15. Also through Devore, there's an accident blocking the right lane of the 215 southbound just before Palm Avenue. And that is due to an injury crash with the left lane blocked, but everything is moving along, but rather slowly. That is the latest with news, weather, and traffic on the station that leaves no listener behind, KCAA 1050 AM.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, more of the greatest talk on earth.
And the diversity just keeps on coming.
Your superstation, AM 1050, News Talk KCAA.
Intentional about your character, your work ethic.
You've got to be on the same page.
Today we're calling to let you know we are debt-free, house and everything.
You have done really, really, really good. And you're not going to quit now.
It's been a huge witness for us to be able to share that.
It was time to get serious.
Intentionality, people. Celebrate the success.
Thank you so much.
This is your show, America.
If I knew at 22 what I know now, our life would be better off.
It's the show that's changing the world. Now you don't just listen to the show, you live it. Live from the headquarters of Ramsey Solutions, it's the Dave Ramsey Show, where debt is dumb, cash is king, and the paid-off home mortgage has taken the place of the BMW as the status symbol of choice. I'm Dave Ramsey, your host. This is your show, America. Thank you for joining us. Open phones at 888-825-5225. You jump in. The phone number, 888-825-5225. We're going to talk about you right in front of you. Louise is with us in Birmingham. Hi, Louise. Welcome to the Dave Ramsey Show.
Hey, Dave. Thanks a lot. Appreciate you taking my call. And also, you've had a real positive impact on my family and how we're raising our kids. So I appreciate that.
Well, I'm honored. Thank you. How can I help?
My question is, I would like to know what you think about me stopping my retirement contributions so that we can pay off our house earlier and get me home with the kids.
That's pretty cool. How much do you owe on your home?
We owe $311,000.
And what do you make a year?
I make $85,000.
What's your husband make?
He currently makes $50,000. It's a newer role for him, so his trajectory is to probably be around 102 years.
Okay. And how old are you guys?
43 and 42.
Okay. And you're putting you're at baby step 4, putting 15% of your income into retirement, or what?
Yes, we are both currently putting 15% in retirement, and between the two of us, we have roughly $300 in retirement.
Okay.
So when I look at this, I think, wow, I'm putting almost $1,000 a month in. We have a big chunk to pay off.
How old are your children?
They are, one is 4 and one is 5.
Okay. I'm confused about how $1,000 a month is going to pay off $300,000 very quickly.
Not just adding to the shovel.
Yeah. But my point is, it doesn't make much difference mathematically.
Right. $12,000 a year.
For 3 years, it'd be $36,000. For 10 years would make a difference, but by then the kids are teenagers.
Right.
So this $12,000 is not going to be the answer to your equation.
Okay.
You follow me?
Yep.
I mean, if it was $120,000 and we were stopping that, and we could knock off the house in 3 years, we'd have something to talk about because the kids are going to be 7 then, right?
Right.
But the fact that they're going to be teenagers, there has to be something else happen that is 90% of the equation, and this is 10% of the equation.
We were trying to pay it off in 4 years, which would be about $80,000 a year. And part of our thought was, I'm just working to pay off the house, so why not put all my income and even stop some of the extra benefit that I pay to take out in order to put everything on paying it off. We struggled with infertility, and then we had overbuilt in-house before we had kids, and we couldn't sell it. We tried to sell it for 3 years, but the market has declined, and it's a unique property. It's a farm, and the value has continued to go down. So our next option is, okay, can we get this thing paid off?
So I love your thought, and once you get the thing within striking distance, 3 years, it starts to make sense to me then.
Okay.
And especially when your husband's income goes from 50 to 100 in the future. That makes sense to me. If his income does not go from 50 to 100, do you still come home?
Depends on if we have a house payment or not.
If you didn't have a house payment, do you still come home?
If we didn't have a house payment and he was earning 50 and it was 3 years from now, yes, I'd still come home.
Okay. All right.
Mainly because of what we went through to get kids. And
yeah, that's not, to me, that's part of the equation, and it makes it a little more hyper-emotional. But someone that wants to be home with their kids wants to be home with their kids. I mean, someone who didn't go through infertility has just as valid an argument as you do, as we're looking at this math. So it doesn't change the validity of you wanting to be a stay-at-home mom, which, believe me, I'm going to do everything I can to figure out a way to do that, because that's what your call is, and I think that's awesome. Yeah, I probably would, if you can do it in 3 years.
You would stop
if you're going to commit to living on his income and pay $80,000 a year on this for 3 years.
Okay.
But that still doesn't get you there. It's 4 years.
Right. It's 4. I mean, every way I look at it, it's 4, probably a little bit more than that.
Yeah, because we haven't taken taxes out. We haven't taken taxes out of your 85 yet.
Right, and interest.
Yeah. And, well, the interest is not going to kill you over the 4 years. It's a minor part of the equation, too, mathematically, because you're going to be hitting the thing so hard. And, of course, as his income goes up, if you continue to live on 50, and you put, let's say he went from 50 to 100, that move up of that extra 50 you throw at it, too, that gets you down towards 3 again.
Okay.
And you've got 300 in there already, and you're 100% debt-free, and you have your emergency fund in place.
Correct. We have 18 in our emergency fund.
What are your cars worth?
They're both paid for.
Yeah. What are they worth?
One's worth maybe 3, and the other one's worth maybe 10.
Are you sitting on a boat?
No, we're just sitting on an expensive piece of property that went down in value. We don't have any. You don't have
another piece of property. You don't have a vacation property. You don't have something else you're not mentioning to me that's an asset.
Nothing at all.
Because I would sell everything in sight.
Yeah.
Other than, how big a piece of property are you sitting on?
52 acres, but it's, we've even looked at,
parceling it.
Yeah, but it's not real usable land, all of it.
If you could sell off a corner, 10 acres or something, that accelerates it too, right?
Right.
So I don't know how it's laid out. I don't know what your road frontage is, the topography of it, and that kind of stuff. That's something you got to look at. But anyway, so but if it starts stretching out much more than 4 years, and you're going to end up, either, or maybe the property comes up in value and you decide to sell it, immediately go back to the baby steps. If this plan you and I are discussing changes at all.
Okay.
But yeah, if you can hit it in the nose that fast, and while the kids are still preschool, you're able to get home, basically is what we're barely going to pull that off, or about pull that off, right in that range. Yeah, I'm with you. Do it.
Okay. All right. And thank you for every dollar. That is helping us a lot.
Well, I'm glad. That's good news. I'll pass that on to those folks. Thank you. Folks, if you don't know what Every Dollar is, it is, we think, the absolute best online budgeting tool in America. But my granddaughter was just here, and she's the absolute prettiest baby ever born, too. So we built Every Dollar, and we love Every Dollar, and we think it's awesome. And 500,000 of you are already using it. That's pretty impressive, almost 500,000. So you go to everydollar.com. It's free. It's an online budgeting tool to give your Every Dollar a name. In 10 minutes, you get your budget going. It's absolutely amazing. Oh, and the iPhone app, it's free, too. Who does this? Oh, we do.
Men, have you been going along just to get along? Have you been misunderstood for too long now? Well, finally, it's a show made just for you. The Men's Advocate Show with Linda Gross every Wednesday at 4 p.m. on the station that leaves no listener behind, KCAA 1050 AM.
This is KCAA.
Are you particular about the vitamins and supplements you take? Have you found that the big chain stores simply don't have what you need? Then you should know about the Vitamin Center of Agora Hills. You'll find rock-bottom prices on gourmet, top-quality vitamins and mineral supplements at the Vitamin Center. Get 30% off on all supplements and homeopathic products. All, not just selected merchandise. In addition, you'll find 30% off on all cosmetics, soaps, shampoos, toothpaste, makeup, hair coloring, and lip gloss. And all tea products are discounted 20%. Why go anywhere else? See for yourself at the Vitamin Center of Agora Hills, 5007 Canaan Road in Agora Hills. Or check out the savings and place your order online, VitaminCenterAgoraHills.com. Start saving by getting what you need from the Vitamin Center of Agora Hills. And tell a friend that the Vitamin Center ships nationwide. Call 818-707-0005. That's 818-707-0005. The Vitamin Center of Agora Hills.
If you like jazz, you'll enjoy getting together with me, Tommy Hawkins, a jazz hawk. Tune into my show, Just Jazz, Saturday nights, 10 to midnight on Kcaa 1050 AM.
Out and about in Western agriculture. The U.S. cotton industry relies on exporting of cotton, producing more cotton than America can process. More after this.
Step right up and gaze upon this miraculous substance I hold in the palm of my hands. This little miracle can feed us, clothe us, give us clean, fresh water, and provide wildlife habitat for nature's critters. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you the greatest soil on earth.
Learn more about soil health principles that can turn your soil into a star performer. Contact your local USDA Natural Resources Conservation Service office today to find out how. This message brought to you by USDA and this radio station.
As with other forms of agriculture, several groups play a role in the world of trade when it comes to representing cotton. Plains Cotton Growers Policy Analysis and Research Director Sean Wade explains how promotion of cotton is handled domestically and internationally.
On the U.S. side, we're all very familiar with Cotton Incorporated and their efforts to promote the purchase and the use of cotton domestically at the consumer level. But their international alter ego is an organization called Cotton Council International, and encouraging those foreign retailers, those foreign brands, those foreign spinning mills and cut and sew facilities to look to U.S. cotton for a quality product for them to use in their businesses.
Cotton Council International last month completed a Western Hemisphere sourcing fair, and Wade says the event was a success in promoting U.S.-grown cotton.
Both U.S. and foreign mills from all of these countries have some textile capability. Many of them are very good users and purchasers of U.S. cotton, and certainly a lot of that's to do with the encouragement that the Cotton USA program, sponsored and kind of administered by Cotton Council International, does. I mean, that's what they do. They're there to promote the purchase of U.S. cotton in these markets.
I'm Taylor Hillman for AgNet West.
Kcaa.
Thank you for joining us, America. We're glad you are here. This is the Dave Ramsey Show, which is kind of weird since I'm the guy on the air doing the show. Where we came up with that name, who knows? David's with us in Springfield, Ohio. Hi, David. Welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
Sure. How can I help?
Well, my wife and I have been contemplating on building a new home. We've been looking into tiny homes, something that'll cost much less than what we're currently in. We're currently in baby step 2 of your plan there, and I just didn't know if it would be a smart idea to downsize from our current house to that house in order to get a little boost for baby steps 3 and 4.
What do you owe on your current home?
Current home, it's about $117.
Okay. And your payment is what?
Payment's $900.
Okay. And your take-home pay is what, household?
Household, it's about 60 to 65.
Take-home pay?
Oh, take-home, it's about $3,900 a month.
Okay, all right. Do you not like the home that you're in?
We do like the home we're in. We're just looking to downsize. We have a lot of excess and a lot of things we don't need and a lot of unused space. And we've been looking at the tiny homes, and, you know, we've been attracted to that as to get rid of a lot of the extra stuff in our life we don't need.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And how much debt do you have?
Currently, we have just under $2,000 from a house project that we had to finance last year.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And that should be paid off in the next month or two.
Okay. If you want to pursue a, quote, simplified lifestyle as a part of your philosophy or your spiritual walk, that's a wonderful thing. There's nothing wrong with that at all. A lot of people are moving that way. The tiny home movement is so young that as a real estate guy who loves real estate, and I'm steeped in the history. I got my real estate license when I was 18 years old in 1978. My parents owned a company. I grew up in the real estate business. And as that guy, the tiny home industry, so to speak, does not have a track record. It looks suspiciously like a bad fad looking in from the outside. So as an investment, I would say don't do it. I would just simplify where you are. You have a very conservative home, and I would just simplify where you are. It's not like you're living in 15,000 square feet and you don't use it or something. I mean, the home you're in is what, 1,500 or 2,000 feet?
Right.
Okay. And so, it's not like you're wasteful there by any stretch of the imagination. But if you feel really called to this, you may be sacrificing the investment aspect of your home in order to live that philosophy. And I'm not going to be mad at you for that, but you just need to consider that. I think it would be a bad assumption to assume that tiny homes are going to appreciate at the same rate as, quote, regular homes.
Right.
They may not. They may completely become worthless. Because if this is a fad, if the fad passes, what you have is a home that nobody wants. You follow me?
Now, yeah, I'm following. We weren't going to do a tiny home as in 350 square feet. We're looking more around, the 700 square feet to where it's not considered a tiny home, but just a very small home.
Yeah. Well,
I mean, in that same category.
Starter homes, legitimate starter homes, generally are more than that. 900, to 1,000, 1,200, that kind of thing is generally where we see that across the nation. But this, you use the phrase tiny home, so that's what I went on. But, you can do whatever you want to do. I'm not torqued out about this, but I just would say that I don't know for sure, but my fear is that the tiny homes might not appreciate because there may not be much of a market for them, and you just need to consider that because appreciation is based on the number of people that want to buy it later when you get ready to sell it 10 years from now. Because you got 3 kids and 2 dogs then, and all of a sudden 700 square feet doesn't look fun anymore, and or whatever. But you may lose out on that. And so if I were just looking at it purely from the financial, the type of home you're in has a proven track record of appreciation. In Springfield, Ohio, you'll do just fine there. The other one does not have a proven track record of that, and so that's. I'm just always go with history for track record to project into the future. It's the best forecasting method of an investment you can use. Past performance is no indicator of the future. No, that's just bullcrap government speak for disclaimers. The truth is, past performance is the only indicator of the future, other than your wild guess, folks. So, you can't tell what something, you can, too. That's why people buy in what's called a good neighborhood. They look at the track record of the neighborhood. So that's what you're facing, David, and that's what you've got to think through. Thanks for the call. Aaron's next. Aaron's in Lexington. Hi, Aaron. How are you?
I'm doing well, Dave. How are you?
Better than I deserve. What's up?
I wanted to get your opinion on a uniform transfer minor account versus a 529 college account.
Okay.
I have a 6-month-old, and we are just looking to change the tree, and didn't know where we should start.
I would use a 529 that you control the investment because it grows tax-free. The UTMA does not grow completely tax-free. It grows at the child's tax rate.
Okay.
Which is largely zero for the first 10, 15, 20,000 bucks that's in there. So you're not going to pay many taxes on that. But 100% tax-free is always better than partially tax-free.
Definitely.
And the difference is it has to be used for school on the ESA, the Educational Savings Account, or on the 529, but they grow 100% tax-free. Obviously, the UTMA is just putting putting money in the kids' names, what you're doing. And it grows semi-tax-free and can be used for anything. Now, to full disclosure, just as a side, just for the fun of it, just teaching moment, when our kids were little, there weren't 529s or ESAs. And the only way we could save for college was the UTMA. So all 3 of our kids had UTMAs, and we funded their college in UTMAs. By the time the kids got to college, they went to the University of Tennessee in-state school, we wrote a check and cash flowed it, and their UTMAs were there when they graduated to give them as adult gifts for graduation, and that gave them a really good start on investing because the money was already in their name. Now, had they been a heroin addict, they'd have had a hard time finding that money. I would have stolen it. But then that's the problem with the UTMA, by the way. If your kid misbehaves, it's technically in their name.
Well, that was my thought. Well, we were like, well, what if he doesn't go to college? Well, he's going to go to college.
Yeah, or I'll kill him. Yeah, I'm just going to have a shot.
I said, well, maybe we could just keep that as an investment account. And
yeah. And so that's, at our house, that's actually what we did. But the 529s were not available. Had they been available or the ESAs had been available, we would have done that instead. And we would have had to use that money to pay for their college, and we would have had to jumpstart their investing a different way with some other kind of, estate transfers and so forth to get them going. But as it turned out, their college funds kind of boosted their lives as they took off into adulthood, and as it turned out, all 3 kids turned out, so we were able to do that. But yeah, we brainwashed all 3 of them. This is your college fund, 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 which leaves, by definition, the assumption that you're going to college, and that's how it's all laid out. So, good question. Hey, thanks for joining us. It's a good discussion. By the way, UTMA stands for UTMA, Uniform Transfer to Minors Act. Anytime you open a bank account or an investment account in a child's name, you are using an UTMA. They are the owner of the account, but you are in control of it until they're 21. And that's the rules of the game. You are the custodian. You place yourself or someone as the custodian. And so even if you go open a little bank account, little savings account, a little cute to put the birthday money in or something down at the bank, that's technically an UTMA. It's technically in the child's name, and you're the manager of the account, the custodian on behalf of the child until they reach adulthood. And at adulthood, it's theirs. You lose control of it, technically speaking. In my case, it would be only if they could find it. This is the Dave Ramsey Show.
This is KCAA.
California headline news in Los Angeles. Attorney Gloria Allred says the truth about Bill Cosby is out.
Mr. Cosby's been attempting to avoid and evade answering directly this question.
The question, she says, of whether he had sedated women he wanted to have sex with. In documents released from a 2005 hearing involving a lawsuit that was later settled, Cosby says he did, in fact, obtain quaaludes that he planned to give to women he wanted to have sex with. Allred representing several more recent accusers. A 10-year-old girl hospitalized after being bitten by a rattlesnake while attending a summer camp in La Cañada, Flint Ridge. It happened on a hiking trail, which isn't all that rare, says Lisa Derdarian with the Park Service.
Typically, it's a hand area when somebody's reaching to uncover a rock or look through bushes. And when they surprise a snake is when they will typically attack.
Young girl hospitalized but should recover. Jerry Weintraub, legendary producer in Hollywood, has died at his Santa Barbara home at age 77. Geico weather mostly dry today. Jeff Scott, California News.
Right now, you're thinking about the car in front of you that left its blinker on. Blink, 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 blink for the last 5 miles. Well, snap out of it, because what you should be thinking about is switching to Geico and saving hundreds of dollars on car insurance. You can access Geico online, over the phone, or even on the mobile app, and it's so easy you can do it in the blink of an eye. See what I did there?
Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance. Visit geico.com today.
Times are different than they were when Geico started saving people money over 75 years ago. Everybody takes photos of their food nowadays. You can bet none of us kids would snap pictures of Mom's tuna casserole surprise. To this day, we don't know what the surprise was, nor do we want to. We didn't always have tasty food, but we always had great car insurance with Geico.
Geico, saving people money on car insurance for over 75 years.
Art Bell is back, and he's coming to KCAA.
There are a lot of people who think that we are Martians, that there's a strong possibility that we are Martians. That's why I said us. No, I'm serious. There was a civilization on Mars. That might have been us or our ancestors.
Nobody is more captivating than Art Bell.
Now, I tell you, ladies and gentlemen, there is something here that defies logical explanation.
Tune into the best. Midnight in the Desert with Art Bell.
The only way you're going to get the American people to pony up the billions of dollars, however many hundreds of billions it would be to go to Mars, the only way you're going to get them to do that is to convince them that we have a real reason to go.
Want to take a ride?
Coming July 20th. Weeknights at midnight on KCAA, 1050 AM. Are you particular about the vitamins and supplements you take? Have you found that the big chain stores simply don't have what you need? Then you should know about the Vitamin Center of Agora Hills. You'll find rock-bottom prices on gourmet, top-quality vitamins and mineral supplements at the Vitamin Center. Get 30% off on all supplements and homeopathic products. All, not just selected merchandise. In addition, you'll find 30% off on all cosmetics, soaps, shampoos, toothpaste, makeup, hair coloring, and lip gloss. And all tea products are discounted 20%. Why go anywhere else? See for yourself at the Vitamin Center of Agora Hills, 5007 Canaan Road in Agora Hills. Or check out the savings and place your order online, VitaminCenterAgoraHills.com. Start saving by getting what you need from the Vitamin Center of Agora Hills. And tell a friend that the Vitamin Center ships nationwide. Call 818-707-0005. That's 818-707-0005. The Vitamin Center of Agora Hills.
Here's your Money Minute with Market Wrap host Mo Ansari.
If you follow the markets, you've probably been getting seasick lately. But what if I told you that market volatility can be a good thing? If you're a bargain hunter, this is your coupon. So keep your shopping list handy. If you're a long-term investor with plenty of time before retirement, the money going into your 401k each month will buy more shares when the markets are down. And if you have a good financial plan, you can relax while others worry, because that plan will carry you beyond today's headlines. Of course, you should always consider professional guidance before making any financial decisions. That's your Money Minute. I'm Mo Ansari.
For more tips on investing during market volatility and other investment topics, listen to Market Wrap weekdays at 5 p.m. on this station. For a free consultation with Mo Ansari, call 800-388-9700.
Who needs friends or Facebook when you have KCAA's Rant Line? You can get it all out at 909-353-1050 with no interruptions. Do you want to tell us how much you're learning from Dave Ramsey?
Keep your expenses down when you're a student.
Maybe you stink. You can't take a shower at your place and you really need to.
Work it down there at the largest online retailer in the United States, and they had me unloading them trucks. I sure need a shower.
Perhaps you're having money issues.
Motel 6, the Jacker rates up. It used to be like $42. Now they're up to $59. Got about $4,000 in the bank, but working part-time, I don't want to whittle into that. Might need it later.
Whatever you need to get off your chest, we are here for you. Give us a call on the Rant Line at 909-353-1050 and rant. We'll listen, we won't interrupt, and we may even play your rant on this station that leaves no listener behind. KCAA 1050 AM.
Ramsey Solutions. Gary and Michelle are with us. Hey, guys, how are you?
We're great, Dave.
Welcome, welcome. Good to have you. Where do you all live?
We live in Seward, Nebraska.
Very cool. Man, that's a bit of a trip to Nashville.
A little bit.
I'm hoping an airplane was involved.
No, it was not.
Ho-ho! Road trip!
We went over 225,000 miles on our way down here.
Wow. Unbelievable. It feels like it, I bet.
Well, on our old junker that we've been driving.
It clicked over
225,000.
I was thinking it was a long way to Nebraska, but 225,000 miles sounds more like the moon. Okay. All right, cool. So you're here to do your debt-free scream. How much have you paid off?
About $58,000.
Cool. How long did that take?
About 3.5 years.
Love it. Very good. Now, making what kind of household income during that time?
We started around $97,000, and we're right at around $115,000 now.
Very good. What do you guys do for a living?
I'm a manufacturing engineer, and Michelle is a lunch lady.
All right. Very cool. And 3 or 4 young ladies with you are your daughters, I assume?
That's correct.
Okay, cool. What are their names and ages?
Abigail is 14. Hannah's 13. Emma is 12, and Madeline is 11.
All right. Very cool.
Nope, 11 and 10. Sorry. Should have had Mom do that.
Yeah, I knew you were going to mess that up.
Yeah.
You were thinking about it.
Yeah.
That would be me. Good job. All right. What kind of debt was the $58,000, Michelle? What'd you people buy?
It was mostly we were trying to do some real estate investing when we should not have been.
Oh. And whose idea was that?
It was not mine.
Okay. I don't know why I knew that, but I guess I did. Yeah.
Dave, you and I are a lot alike.
Yeah, that would be like, that'd be something Sharon would say, wasn't my idea. Only leaves one other person it could have been, because we're thinking it's probably not Abigail. Okay. So.
Yeah, we had school loans for a long, long time.
A long time.
And then we bought some properties.
How long have you been out of school?
Geez. Well, I graduated college in,
99.
99.
Okay.
So we just paid off both of our school loans within the last couple of years.
Okay. So they're over 10 years old then, anyway.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, they were pets.
Right. It's time to get rid of them. Sally Mae had her own bedroom. It was time to evict her.
Yeah.
Yeah, very cool. Good. So what happened 3.5 years ago that made you guys decide to go on this journey? Tell me the story.
Well, it goes back farther than that, Dave. Michelle and I, we had some pretty good marriage counseling. A lot of the same stuff that you teach, but we were young and we knew it all then, and probably the guys that we listened to weren't quite as interesting as you two. But we just made a lot of bad decisions that we knew we probably shouldn't do. We finally went through financial peace about 10 years ago.
Oh, wow.
And so we worked on it. We were close to getting out of debt at one point. Then we decided to move back to Nebraska. We lived in Michigan for 10 years. We decided to get back closer to family, but in doing that, we put a lot of money into our rental houses and had the cost of moving, and so we actually went backward. And so then we got to Nebraska, and for about a 2-year period, we just kind of, it was almost a situation where we were almost ready to give up. But then our new church in Lincoln, they offered financial peace, so I went through it again, and since I'd been through it once, they kind of asked me to help lead the small groups, and that just got me fired up. And so then when I was fired up, Michelle got really fired up, and we decided this is ridiculous. We've been fighting this way too long, so we need to get it done.
Time to get excited and take it. Did you sell anything?
No, we didn't have much to sell. Well, like I said, it was school loans, and it was fixing up our houses and moving and those types of things. We didn't buy campers and boats and all that goofy stuff. It was all this good debt that we took on over the years. So we didn't really have anything to sell.
So it was just biting the bullet on the budget and cutting the lifestyle down.
Yep.
Which, of course, 4 young ladies just thoroughly enjoyed the household tightening the budget.
Yeah. Do you want to tell them about the contract, Michelle? We were kind of spinning our wheels a little bit. You know, we were working for probably a year into that 3.5 years, and we just weren't quite making the progress that we wanted to.
Okay.
So Michelle and I talked about.
So we decided to write a contract with our kids that would keep us accountable of things that we were not willing to spend money on until we were finally completely out of debt. So any extracurricular activities were out the window. Eating out was cut way back. We did not go to church retreats. We didn't play church softball. Anything that cost any extra money was no. And we had our kids sign it. So we had one night at the table where we wrote out, "We, the undersigned, do solemnly swear to."
I love it.
We brought it. You should see it.
I do want to see it. I'll see it at the
So it has
break.
all
Yeah.
this formal language and a list of about 20 things that we were not going to be doing anymore. So
Until now.
Until now. So here we are in Nashville on our first family vacation that doesn't involve a tent. So we're very excited.
You're staying indoors. Look at that.
Yes.
We just got out of debt, so our hotel wasn't much better than the tent this time around. But that will be the last time.
That's excellent. Well, congratulations, you guys. Very, very well done. So it was done with sacrifice, living like no one else, so that later you could live like no one else. And again, leading the groups, being a coordinator in the Financial Peace University class is even more than just attending it. It makes you, because you got to stand up in front of those other people, right?
Yeah,
I mean, you can't let your
then.
students put you to shame.
Right.
And so that, and so what it took was everybody getting on board at the same time and being intense about it, didn't it?
Yeah, it sure did.
That changed the whole trajectory of this thing. What do you tell people when they ask how you paid off $58,000? What do you tell them the keys are?
Cash envelope system, I think, is really what saved us. It just keeps you accountable to the budget. You can't spend anything when there's nothing in the envelope.
Right.
So that, I think, kept us on track more than anything else. And then just being willing to say no. And all of our friends knew about the contract. And so if they asked us to do things, they're like, well, that's not in the contract. And so
made a game out of it.
Made it easier to say no because our kids were involved, and if we tried to do something, they'd say, "Mom, that's
not in the
contract."
I like that. That's better than it's not in the budget.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they didn't ask for things as much too because they knew that it was already pre-agreed that those things were not something we could do right now.
And it was a temporary thing. We're not going to live like this our whole life.
Right.
It's to get out of debt so that we get our life back.
Right.
Because otherwise, Sally Mae's going to, she's going to be here longer than you kids are going to be here. It's just nuts. Yeah.
And don't give up. That was our big thing. We, for about a 2-year period there, when we kind of went backwards, I was ready to give up. I'm like, this is not working, you know. But if you just can't give up, you just have to. You got to get across that goal line, and that's the biggest thing.
Tell me about the low point the lowest day. Do you remember the lowest day? When you almost quit?
Yeah, I can tell you. Like I said, I felt so terrible because we were really on board with your program before we left Michigan, and we had all these rental properties that we had purchased prior to learning about you, but they weren't. 2 of them were rented. The one we just had to do a lot of work on them, to get them to a point where we could rent them, and then I was driving this old '92 pickup that wasn't worth the gas money to get to Michigan, so I sold it for $400. We had one vehicle in Nebraska for about 9 months, and then it was starting to die. So we ended up buying a couple more cars, and just cheap cars. But basically, we did all this stuff with credit cards, and it got to a point where I couldn't. All the credit cards I had were pretty much maxed.
Yeah,
and it wasn't on stuff. It wasn't on fun stuff. It was
like
it was goofy stuff, And
because you were living out of control, even though you were making good money.
Yeah, and it was just it was ridiculous. So
all right, guys. Well, I'm proud of you. Way to go! $58,000 paid off in 3.5 years, making $97,000. Now making $115,000. But guess what? Now they don't have any debt. Now it's up from here. Life's good. Count it down. Let's hear a debt-free scream.
Count it down, Hannah.
3, 2, 1.
We are debt free! Love it, love it, love it. Well done, you guys. Boom, just like that.
Hello, everyone. This is Nina MD, Fusion of Science and Beauty. Listen to my show every Wednesday night, 6 p.m., Kcaa 1050, where I'm going to give you the latest, greatest on anti-aging.
This is KCAA.
Like to spend a few days in another world? Then write this down. Golden Bear Cottages, Big Bear Lake. Now, listen, this is not some corporate-owned operation. It's family-owned and operated by some real nice people. Unique? Oh, you bet. Golden Bear Cottages features 28 one-of-a-kind cabins on a 5-acre historic site. Great for families, couples, and groups. And cabins are available with 1 to 7 bedrooms. Golden Bear Cottages is just a stone's throw from Big Bear Lake and super close to 3 great ski areas. Now, I could go on all day about Golden Bear Cottages in Big Bear, but to see everything, just go to goldenbear.net. Again, goldenbear.net. Golden Bear Cottages in Big Bear. Clean, comfortable, and affordable. Check them out. goldenbear.net.
Psst. Hey, you. Yeah, you. Do you know where you are? Well, you've done it now. You're listening to KCAA Loma Linda, your CNBC news station. So expect the unexpected.
What have I learned so far? I've learned that there is no one path right for everyone. I've learned that without my high school diploma, I can only do so much. My options were limited. I found a free personalized learning program with Learn for Life that has a flexible schedule so I could keep my job while earning my high school diploma. I found new career training opportunities that would jumpstart my future. What have I learned so far? I've learned that I can change my life.
Are you 14 to 19 years old and looking for a free high school diploma program with flexible meeting times? This program allows you to keep your job or important family responsibilities while earning your high school diploma. If you've fallen behind on credits or dropped out of school completely, get back on track with free tutoring, a caring faculty, and one-on-one attention. For more information on how to reach your graduation goal, visit learnforlife.org. That's LEARN, 4, LIFE.org. Or enroll today by calling 877-360-LEARN. That's 877-360-LEARN.
Hi, I'm Michelle Skeen, psychologist, author, and host of Relationships 2.0. On my radio show, I interview guests who present their unique perspectives and expertise on topics that cover all aspects of relationship. If you want to improve your relationship, and let's face it, we all have room for improvement, tune in to Relationships 2.0 with Dr. Michelle Skeen. If you miss my show or you're interested in listening to past podcasts, you can go to my website, www.michelleskeen.com. Again, www.michelleskeen.com. Tune in and improve your relationships.
Thank you for joining us, America. This is the Dave Ramsey Show. Melissa is in Cincinnati. Hi, Melissa. How are you?
I'm doing great, Dave. How are you?
Better than I deserve. What's up in your world?
I have a quick question. What are your thoughts on getting a small insurance policy on our special need adult son?
Insurance policy of what kind?
Life insurance, pardon me.
Life insurance, okay.
Just to cover expenses after he's gone?
Right. Do you all have the ability to self-insure through that?
Yes.
You have the money?
No.
You don't have money?
No.
Okay. So how is your nest egg building? Are you building some net worth? Are you retirement saving or what?
I am. I do have a 401k right now with about $85,000 in it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And I'm the company match. But we also have some property down in Alabama that once that sells will bring in a big chunk of change.
Mm-hmm. And what will you do with that big chunk of change?
I would probably put some in a trust for him. Right now he has a special needs irrevocable trust.
Mm-hmm.
However, Social Security canceled his Social Security payments because of the trust, even though it was set up in such a way that they cannot use that to determine eligibility.
Yeah.
So we're trying to appeal that to get him back on Social Security.
You should win that. That's a screw up. are the terms of the trust allow to pay for his final expenses should something happen to him?
Yes.
And how much is in the trust currently?
Right now, it started at $10,000, but we've dwindled it down, so it's about $3,000 right now.
Okay, so it would not cover it today.
Correct.
And do you have an emergency fund for your home?
Yes.
How much is in that?
Right now, we have about $5,000.
Okay, so you're slack on that too.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
Okay. Well, we got to get that built up before you continue on with retirement. That's a side issue different from what you're calling about. Here's the thing. What is the nature of his special need?
He's 21 years old. He's blind and autistic, so he can't see and he doesn't know what's going on.
Okay. I don't know how that will affect life insurance rates. Do you?
Okay.
Have you investigated that?
No, I have not. It just popped in my head since he just turned 21.
Yeah.
I have guardianship now, and he just got approved for Medicaid.
Okay. My first choice is that you all have a nice, juicy emergency fund that allows you to cover final expenses should you have to, and or the trust has enough in it.
Okay.
But they don't today. And so if you wanted to buy a small policy, and if you can, you could do that for a short period of time. But I wouldn't say we're going to keep insurance on him for 20 years.
Okay.
Instead, I would just make sure there's enough money between your emergency fund and his trust to cover that, that should that occur, sadly, right?
Okay.
And self-insure through it. It'll be better. I don't know what you're going to run into with life insurance on those kinds of issues. Where he's, facing the difficulties that he's facing. So I don't know how that translates. I've never asked that question. But Zander Insurance can tell you. You can just call them if you want to. I do that before I try to jump online. You can jump online and get a quote at zanderins.com, but it doesn't address the specificities of this situation. So I would just call Zander and talk to one of their reps, and they can tell you, they're going to tell you, it's you can get it, but it's 5 times normal. Well, forget it. Right. Or you can get it. It's no big deal. And if you want to get a small policy, it won't cost you much on a 21-year-old if it's not rated at all. And, that would be a fine thing to do for a period of time. But ultimately, like within 3 years, I want you guys to have your finances in order enough that you're self-insuring through this and you drop that policy. I would not have it be your long-term game plan.
Okay.
You see why?
I appreciate it.
Thanks for the call.
Yes, I do.
Appreciate you calling in. Open phones at 888-825-5225. David is in Louisville, Kentucky. Hi, David. Welcome to the Dave Ramsey Show.
Hey, Dave. How's it going?
Better than I deserve, sir. What's up?
Thanks for taking my call.
Sure.
Hey, I got a little bit of dilemma here. My wife and I got a great woman. We got gazelle intense, and we sold our extravagant house, and we say downsized, but we basically dumped about $100,000 worth of debt and paid off all of our other stupid tax debt.
Mm-hmm.
And within that, we were going to take some of the equity from the sale of the other house and make the new house kind of livable with our family. We have 3 young boys, so we have a total of 5 in the family.
Mm-hmm.
And so we were going to convert the house, and I think we paid off some stuff maybe too early to get all the work done in the house. My wife totaled her car mid-contract on selling our other house, so we had to take some of that what would have been equity and pay off and make up the difference on what her car was worth to get her into another car and everything. So we're saving close to $1,500 to $2,000 a month within the budget, but we're still kind of stuck on being able to cash flow some of the renovations to make the new house workable, if that makes sense.
So she moved up in car?
No. She didn't move up in car. We owed money on the old car, so they paid us, what.
Oh, you had a gap between what it was worth and what was owed.
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. You had to cover the gap, and then
Right.
you used then to get the debt paid off, and then you went and bought a car. I got you.
Correct.
Okay.
So I
So
guess
how
my
much
question
how much is the
how can we-
how much renovation have you got cost wise to do?
Well, I do a lot of work myself.
Yeah.
The budget is I have a $15,000 budget,
Uh-huh.
and we were going to be able to do all that with the equity that we would have had.
But the money's gone.
Correct.
And you can do $1,500 a month.
Right.
So in 10 months you're done.
Correct.
Okay. Is the house habitable?
Yeah, the two older boys are sharing a room now, so
For 10 whole
we're
months.
managing.
For 10 whole months.
Right.
Whoopee. You cash flow it.
You think we can cash flow it?
With 10 months, $1,500, $15,000, right?
Well, I guess the question was, do you feel like we paid off? I mean, we were just getting gazelle intense, and
Yeah,
we just
you
wanted the debt
goofed.
gone.
You goofed. You spent some of the money that you needed to make the moved down house livable. You did goof. You overpaid the bills because you didn't have your budget right on your renovations, right?
Right, and then the car thing happened, so
Yeah. How much out of pocket was the car?
it was about $6,000.
Okay. All right. So that throws it off. But you're more than $6,000 off. You're $15,000 off. Now, that was either due to messed up budget by $15K, or it was due to the, on the other side of the equation, where you missed your estimates on the renovation by $15K. I mean, you either paid down too much debt or you missed your renovation.
Things that happened, but within the renovation, but
yeah, you guys just did not keep control of the situation between paying down too much debt and not managing the renovation accurately. You left yourself in a gap, right?
Correct.
Between those two things and the car, we'll throw in three things. But those three things together. But how much equity came out of the house originally? $100,000, right?
Well, we sold it for $314. We owed $249 on it. So after realtor fees and paying off other stupid debt we had,
Okay. All right. Well, yeah, where we are today, regardless of how we got here, is the only thing you can do is cash flow it or go in debt, right?
Right.
Cash
and you
flow.
don't recommend going into debt because we paid other stuff off too early, right?
Yeah. You could. I'm fairly predictable on that. Yep, you're exactly right. Oh, I tell you what, let me give you a couple tickets. We're going to be in Louisville November the 17th. Chris Hogan and I are doing one of our Smart Money events. We would love for you and your wife to be our guest. You hang on and I'll give you a couple tickets. That puts this hour of the Dave Ramsey Show in the books. Our thanks to James Childs, our producer. Blake Thompson's our executive producer. Kelly Daniels is our associate producer and phone screener. I'm Dave Ramsey, your host, and we'll be back.
Consider this your invitation to sell. At buysellmakeoffer.com, you can sell as much as you want for the next 60 days without paying any fees whatsoever. Sound incredible? It is, and it's true. Buysellmakeoffer.com is the new exciting way to sell your stuff online. Make extra money right now. Sell your old car, furniture, video games, household items, clothes, even your home. Sell anything that's legal. Load up your stuff to sell right now at buysellmakeoffer.com. This is your official invitation to get on board to sell your stuff right now. Free for the next 60 days. And once you see how easy it is, you'll want to sign up for more because there are no item fees. That's right. Take this opportunity to move items from the other guys and sell it for free. You might even win a Samsung tablet, Amazon gift cards, and other cool prizes. BuySellMakeOffer.com is the future of online selling. You can use Skype to talk to your buyer or seller. Plus, you can use video to showcase your items. BuySellMakeOffer.com.
You're on board KCAA's Inland Talk Express. KCAA, Loma Linda, 1050 AM, the station that leaves no listener behind.
I'm Chris Maurer, CNBC Business Radio. Stocks are mixed. The market's plunging earlier on worries about the Greek debt crisis, but traders are now more hopeful of a resolution during tomorrow's conference call between Eurozone finance ministers. The Dow's up 67 points, the Nasdaq lower by 2. John Corzine and other former MF Global officials have agreed to pony up $64.5 million to settle litigation brought by investors. The suit sought to hold the former New Jersey governor and 9 other defendants liable for the now-defunct brokerage's 2011 bankruptcy. And winning a prize in the Powerball lottery just got easier. Make that winning a smaller prize. But the increased odds of winning, say $4, comes with a price. The 36 states that participate in the multi-state lottery are making it harder to win the top jackpot prize. Chris Maurer, CNBC Business Radio.
Have you had trouble with online dating? This is eHarmony founder Dr. Neil Clark Warren. We've created a new solution. EH Plus. EH Plus combines the personal attention of a matchmaker with eHarmony's extensive pool of great singles. EH Plus gives you hand-selected matches and freedom from being online. Get started today. Call 855-930-LOVE. That's 855-930-LOVE.
With Kcaa, paperless e-signing is a no-brainer for any business that requires legally binding signatures fast. That's because Kcaa offers everything you should expect from an electronic signature solution for just $1 per month. Kcaa cuts document turnaround time as much as 90%, thanks in part to its #1 rated mobile app. And Kcaa's secure cloud stores documents for on-demand tracking and retrieval, saving you even more time and money. Don't think twice. Get Kcaa now for just $1 per month. Go to Kcaa.com.
Well, good afternoon. It's 1:02. I'm Di Rice with the only live local news here in the Inland Empire on KCAA 1050 AM. Inland Empire dignitaries and fire agencies are discussing the use of drones to assist in firefighting activities. In April, the Redlands City Council approved a deal with a drone, but they have not hammered out the details. Captain Mike Moeller, CAL FIRE Southern Region Information Officer, says drones could be used to find smoldering fires and directing crews during mop-up operations. San Bernardino County Fire Department spokesperson Tracy Martinez said drones could be useful in helping to check out the reports of fires. However, until issues such as privacy, training, and safety are all worked out and air constrictions are more defined, authorities will not be using them. And Oak Glen was reportedly the hot spot where Ashton Kutcher and Mila Kunis got married over the 4th of July weekend. Vows were exchanged at the Secret Garden at Parish Ranch, which only recently opened for private events and weddings. Kutcher, 37, and Kunis, 31, began dating in 2012 and welcomed a daughter, Wyatt Isabel, in October. I know, Fred, not news, but oh well. Inland Empire weather, sunny and nice today. Cooler at any rate. Highs into the mid-80s, and that is it. Overnight lows around 60 degrees. Currently, we're at 79 here in San Bernardino. No major issues out on the freeway, except for the one on the 10 eastbound that is approaching Alabama Street, and that is on the eastbound side of the 10 through Redlands. And the right lane is blocked due to a car fire. CHP is on scene there. That is it, and that is the latest in news, weather, and traffic on the station that leaves no listener behind, KCAA 1050 AM.
You're listening to Ron Siegel Radio. Now, live in studio, local and national real estate expert and consumer advocate, Ron Siegel.
Hello again. Welcome to Ron Siegel Radio. This is the show with no real boundaries as we discuss current events, financial markets, politics, sports, even poking fun at the rest of the media. This is the show that connects the dots of confusion delivered by conflicting media reports. We connect the dots so you know the actions you can take, how your family, your business can benefit from current events. And most of all, thank you for joining me. Within every market, there are solutions as well as tremendous opportunities. You just need some trusted guidance. That's my message, and I will be delivering it every day on Ron Siegel Radio or anytime at 800-303.